Hey guys, so today I'm gonna try something a little different and kind of the same. So I'm gonna try a few exercises I found online in gradients. So running gradients for color, going from dark to white paper. I'll show you a couple of different techniques, and at the end have a brief chat about which one seemed like it worked the best. I'll probably do that as a voiceover because I'm going to also try a new editing technique where I'm going to have one camera set up here, so there's one image that shows pretty much everything. Allow me the opportunity to potentially zoom in post-production in the editing piece, um, if there was something worth seeing, and do a voiceover for the whole thing. So I can speed up the video and then voice over at a standard tempo and describe what I'm doing. It's a technique I've seen other people do. It seems pretty consistent and nice. I'm trying different things on the channel because currently, well, the only person following the channel or watching my videos is me. So I get to try different things, decide which one I like. If somebody does watch or when you watch, please say, wow, that's really great, or that's really not a good thing to do. Don't do that. And then I'll actually start to see about taking your advice, which I will take your advice if there's a really good consensus, shall we say. One opinion does not a consensus make, right? So there needs to be a few people that put in their words. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's do some gradients.
All right, so this is going to be doing a gradient on a tilted board. Starting with the dark wash down towards the bottom being it's angled up where the wash gets lighter. Now I'm washing white or light pigment back in. And it's just a process of working back and forth. Now I pick up the pigment on the edges of the tape. For this sample, I'm going to be wetting both the front and the back of the paper and then starting the gradient. I will fast forward through the gradient painting process. This example is working with a pre-stretched piece of paper. So the paper shouldn't be as affected by the water and get ripples and bumps. Again, I'll fast forward through this process. I decided to not just do the black to light gray or white, but also try a color with the same stretched paper or pre-stretched paper. So I'm doing a wet on wet for both of these washes or gradients. Now we're going to do the same green on a tilted board. Again, I'll fast forward through the painting process. This will be using wet paper front and back. So I'll use a sponge to wet down the paper before I start painting. In this example, I'm going to do a green gradient. And at the end, you'll see me going from a yellow ochre to a red, trying to mix the two together in the middle of the page. So now working on the tilted board again, doing a gradient wash with a yellow ochre. We're now back to the pre-stretched paper, and we're going to be doing a gradient from yellow ochre up and then a red back and mix them in the middle of the page.
Okay, so done with that fun. This will be my closeout. What did I draw as conclusions? First conclusion that I draw is doing anything is helpful because my technique is getting better. I'm learning water control better. I have my 3 different versions. So this is the pre-stretched, wet to wet. This is, make sure I can read it. The paper was wet on the front to back. And this is tilted board, dry paper, right? So let's get some close-ups of these. Tilted board, dry paper. Obviously my favorite, well maybe not that obvious, but definitely my favorite for flat washes. Gradients, it's kind of funny. This gradient is a gradient, it just dropped off of the line. The rest of it's not bad. This isn't bad either. I think I have a similar problem. And a little edge here. This never got dark enough. So yeah, let's go to another one. Paper wet front to back. Not my favorite for flat washes. Not bad, but not my favorite. Not bad for gradients. Although the issue, because it's not pre-stretched, This, you can't see it. You can see where it's lighter, but notice it's lighter here too. So there's a bump or a hump, paper warped, and that's where it's lower. So this gradient was going along nice, and then everything collected down here. This one's okay, but it didn't get dark enough. I think that's more experience thing. Pre-stretched. So not my favorite for flat washes, but I think definitely my choice of way to go for gradients, right? So the gradients, I could actually be brave enough to get really dark and go to a nice light, and I can even wash from one color into another fairly well, and the paper stays flat. So for gradients, this is the way I recommend. Okay, great. Thanks for watching. Any comments or things to say, let me know. Beyond that, have a great New Year's Day, because that's where we're at, and see you the next time.